All right, gonna do the felt on this 77 AN. Mostly because, I'm gonna hopefully wire it tomorrow to the base, and I like having the pan all done with the capacitor mounted in there and stuff. Got my felt cut, so now I'm just gonna, oh boy, dust the felt. I don't spray the pan. Well, that sucks. Well, now I gotta clean this tip. I like to spray the felt because that way the pan isn't all sticky, If you try to spray it around here, you're going to get it across here. But yeah, no, this works out. Not too heavy. A little heavy around the sides. Hope you don't. And then clear that out. All right. Now we'll center this and drop it. And then we just go around the edge. I'm getting away from, I used to make little notches in here because it makes it sit down nicer inside there and you avoid getting wrinkles. But I'm getting pretty good at doing it without that, without the wrinkles, so. Okay. Don't want to use that. Where my clean piece of cardboard is, so we'll just move back over here. Pardon the interruption. Got to do it kind of quick so it doesn't, glue don't dry on you, but you don't want to spray it on too thick because then that glue can tend to want to sort of like soak through the felt. I have one that I did early on and I could kind of feel a little sticky on the bottom of one of it. This ain't rocket science. No need for the video really, but I just doing it just to do it and have a record of it. Just a customer's fan, and ideally I'm gonna send them these videos and just, if you're interested, here's what all I did to your fan kind of thing. And, if somebody learns a little something from one of them, that's all the better. Had to straighten that pan out quite a bit. It was pretty kind of jacked up on one edge. All right, perfect. Put that in there. I wish I could get a little more glue in those indents, but it's fine. But and I just use my poker. There we have it. Let's go ahead and just mount the cap while we're at it. Yeah, this one had a good bow in the middle, and I don't know if that was, I can't imagine imagine that was stock. I've never noticed that on one of them before. All right, there we go. That's pretty flat. The tall ones, I believe. Oh man, now my ruler's gone. I believe the tall ones are for the mounting. My little bitty steel ruler that's always hanging right here is gone. It's probably somewhere on the bench. So basically, gotta measure these holes center to center. I think it's 4 and 4 1/8, I believe. Yeah, about 4 1/8. And I believe that is the big ones. No, maybe it's the small ones. Alright, I gotta take a better measurement. That one was kind of lackluster. Start at the 10 here, exactly in the center. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, and more like 4 1/4. So that would be 5 1/4. Yeah, the cap is 4 1/8, and then yeah, so it's the big ones. Is that what I said in the beginning? I thought that's what I said in the beginning. So we will mount the cap. Might end up having to undo this. Let's just give these a squirt real quick. Hot rims. Stuff works great for cleaning, but you got to be very careful because it's pretty caustic. I think it's got lye in it. So you want to be very careful when, you know, cleaning stuff with it, that you rinse it really good. And it's not great on your fingers, but it's all right. I've got gloves on and I won't plan on putting them on. These weren't that filthy, really. Probably could have gotten away with not doing nothing to them. Off of there. Throw a little water in here. And then we'll just hit them with some WD to displace the water. Ooh, gotta make sure I don't use this one for paint ever now. Sometimes I use those trays for, just for a little touch-up work, like I'm gonna do on this one. Oh, you know what? We can look that up. Got my new leads on here. Put the old, I got heat shrink under these original insulators. Just, keeping those on there just for looks. I'm kind of weird that way. I go with 16 gauge on that cap wire just because I just don't like the feel, the way the 18 just feels too chintzy to be kind of under there floating loose like it does under the base. I could put a paracord sleeve on it, but I don't know, ain't really. Kind of silly to do that. Yeah, I'm putting the original cap in. I like these, I mean, yeah, I know they can leak, but if they look decent like this one, I mean, that one looks great. Sure, it could leak in the future, but, I think the chances of it leaking are about as much as a new cheap Chinese one you buy and put in there just crapping out. So, 6 in one, half dozen the other. All right, so that is ready. Let's go ahead and strip that. I might do a little wiring tonight. What the heck? Alright, so let's see, that's the back. So that is the front. Oh, I'm gonna have to look at some pictures to refresh my memory on exactly what path that takes. I think I can do that. Okay. Sorry about that interruption. Alright, so now I looked at some pictures from the last AN that I did, and we're gonna go this way. This is the one that goes to there. Alright, well, really needs to go under there. Let's see, where's my picture? I need this other light on. Well, well, I guess it can come over here and go in front. That would be the end of the world. Maybe it was like that. Yeah, that's all it did. Yep, exactly. This one goes in and like that gets attached to the head wire. Boy, I thought I made those longer. That is barely enough room to do what I need to do here. Sometimes I cut that so that I leave a little bit of the wire on there. Oh, I can't zoom in. All right, whatever. Oh shit. And then sometimes I'll just solder this right to that rather than disturb the solder, because I'm always worried I'm gonna like remove part of the speed coil, the wire the lead that comes out of the speed coil, the magnet wire. It hasn't happened, but you know. All right, back that up. Let's go ahead and get the soldering iron out. I'm not gonna use any flux or any what do you call it? Wick. Okay, that was easy. Wow, super easy. Nah, I'm gonna see if I can take that all the way in. I can do it without jacking up the... All right. wasn't the prettiest. And there popped up the fucking magnet wire. Fuck. See, that's exactly why I like to do it with the by leaving that little wire sticking out and then solder to that wire. Now we still got to do the head wire on that blob, so all right, so there's that. Man, that is not giving me a lot of room when it comes time to getting that up in there. And that one will go to our head wire. Gonna have to retitle this one. I titled it Felt because I thought I was just gonna do a quick and dirty felt job. All right, now let's get the neck pillow out. I got a face pillow that I used during my eye surgery recovery that I've been meaning to bring down. I didn't use it a whole lot. It was anything you do when you're laying face down for that long, it don't matter how comfortable it is or whatever, you're still freaking miserable. It just doesn't matter. So you go from the massage chair to the this to the that. I mean, all right. So, can't make that mistake. I got my grommet in there already, so. Dumbass. So one thing I hate about these is you got to remember to put that bullet through the friggin' the wire through the bullet, man. I did that before and it just heart broke me. I think one of my early ones, I think I actually just cut the bullet. I snipped this right here, which, not the end of the world, but I would never do that anymore. And I certainly wouldn't do it on an AM with the wrinkle finish this pristine. I mean, I wouldn't do it anyway, no matter what, on anything, but all right. So there's that. That'll go through there. Just leave that dangling for now. We'll figure our knot will be about like there. Really don't even need to do a knot anymore on these. All right. Oh, I'm gonna have to ohm this out. So forgot about that. Probably just finish this tomorrow. I gotta get to bed. I gotta get up at 10 to 4, on the road by 5 for an hour and 20-minute drive. And really, I need to hook this up with alligator clips and test it before I commit to soldering. I think on the last one, I was able to match up which wires you know, the green tracer and the red tracer, and then the head wire I used was one that I made, and I used didn't use bright red, green, and I used black, and I've got like a brownish terracotta color, and then gray. So all right, so let's do that real quick. Let's get our labels. For right now, we're just gonna say oh, come on. We're just gonna call this one N. I try to ohm this with just by memory, like if I hold it, I'm like, okay, this one's this and this, and it just, I can never remember what's what. So, all right, well, this sticks better to itself than it sticks to the silicone. All right, Sharpie, where's my Sharpie? All right, oh. All right, so N and M is 164. N and L. Oh, come on. $213. And then M and L. 49.8, we'll just call that 50. Uh, 164 plus 50 is, yeah, that's about right. Perfect. Okay, so now, oh, let's go ahead and just relabel these with this wrapping around. I kind of wish these labels had more numbers, like more 1 through 10s instead of 76. You know, it goes all the way up to 100 on it, every page or whatever. And it's just kind of, I don't know. And then basically I'm gonna look at the wiring diagram from probably from the late great Tom Newcity, who just passed, God rest his soul. And you know, whatever, N will become 1, L will become 2, or whatever. So in fact, I need to do that right now.